I've helped a lot of Canadian retirees cut their tax bill just by using this one simple RRSP strategy. It's a pretty common mistake. Retirees leave money on the table by not properly managing their RRSP withdrawals. But with this smart RRSP-to-TFSA tactic, you can reduce taxes, boost tax-free growth, and enjoy a more comfortable retirement by keeping more of your money. The problem is wasted TFSA room in retirement. Let's start with some eye-opening stats. Out of the 17.77 million Canadians who hold a TFSA, only 1.54 million manage to max out their contributions. That's just 8.66% of Canadians. This means the vast majority are leaving money on the table and missing out on the incredible tax-free growth potential that the TFSA offers. And what about retirees? Well, many enter their golden years with unused TFSA contribution room, often tens of thousands of dollars. Check out this table here, which shows a breakdown of senior TFSA holders and maximizer. Among Canadians aged 60 and older, only a small percentage fully maximize their TFSA contributions. For example, while 1.56 million TFSA holders are between the ages of 60 to 64, only 9.48% of them maximize their contributions. However, you'll notice something a little bit funny here. The percentage of maximizers increases as retirees age, with 18.71% of those aged 75 to 79 maxing out their TFSA. It then drops slightly to 14% of those aged 80 and older. So what is going on here? Why is this number more than doubling between the ages 75 to 79? Well, I'm going to show you exactly why with this strategy. And if you're one of the vast majority of Canadian retirees who don't max out their TFSA, you must try this strategy if it applies to you. So let's go over it now. The challenge is excess RRSP balances. RRSPs are fantastic for saving during your working years, but they come with strings attached. Every dollar you withdraw is taxed as income, which can push you into a higher tax bracket. And when you hit 71, the CRA steps in and requires you to convert your RRSP into a RRIF and start mandatory withdrawals, whether you need the money or not. The strategy is, if you don't need the money, put any excess fund that you withdraw into your TFSA and invest it. It could save you thousands in the long run. Let's see how this plays out with an example. Meet Eddie. Eddie is 71 and has just converted his RRSP into a RRIF. The CRA then says, Eddie, you must withdraw $30,000 per year. Note that this will be taxable. Since Eddie is in a 30% tax bracket, he'll owe $9,000 in tax on that withdrawal, leaving him with $21,000 after tax. And here's the situation. Eddie actually only needs $11,000 of that for his living expenses because his CPP and OAS benefits as well as his work pensions cover most of his costs. That leaves him with $10,000 of excess RRSP income. And now what a lot of people do is just put that in a normal savings account or a taxable non-registered investment account. But instead of letting that extra income sit idle, Eddie contributes the entire $10,000 annually into his TFSA and invests it into a portfolio of stocks and ETFs. Eddie's tax-free growth plan. Eddie consistently puts $10,000 annually of his excess RRIF withdrawal into his TFSA where it grows tax-free. Assuming Eddie earns an average of 6% annually, here's how his TFSA grows over 10 years. In the first year, Eddie contributes $10,000 and it grows to approximately $10,600 by the end of the year. And each subsequent year, Eddie adds another $10,000 and compounding accelerates the growth. Now, after 10 years, Eddie has contributed $100,000 to his TFSA and it has grown to approximately $132,000, all tax-free. Now, what if Eddie didn't use his TFSA? Well, if he didn't use his TFSA and instead invested the same $10,000 annually in a non-registered account, his investments would still grow at a 6% annual rate. However, since 30% of the gains would be lost to taxes each year, his effective tax rate would drop to around 4%. Let's break it down. Each year, Eddie's $10,000 grows, but 30% of his annual gains are taxed. Over 10 years, Eddie's non-registered account grows to approximately $120,000 after accounting for taxes, significantly less than the $132,000 in his TFSA. Now consider if he had put it in a taxable savings account earning only say 1%, it would be much lower than even that. So the key takeaways is that by contributing all of his excess income into his TFSA, Eddie saves approximately $12,000 in taxes by avoiding annual tax drag. His TFSA balance grows to $132,000 compared to $120,000 and probably closer to $105,000 if you put it in a savings account. So this approach not only maximizes Eddie's retirement savings, but also gives him the flexibility to use his TFSA funds for future needs or leave them untouched to continue compounding tax-free. Note that I used $10,000 to keep the example simple. You might be able to contribute more or less depending on your room and situation. And here's a pro tip, always prioritize your TFSA over a taxable non-registered account. If you have TFSA room, let your money grow tax-free instead of losing a chunk of your gains to taxes. Also, avoid withdrawing large RRSP amounts in years where you already have high income, like if you make a sale of a property or other assets. Before we continue, if you want to save more on taxes in retirement, download our retirement tax saving guide on our website. The link is in the description. Will this eliminate RRSP taxes on withdrawal? I had a few comments about this in some previous videos, so I thought I would address it here. No, this strategy does not eliminate the tax owed on your RRSP withdrawals. RRSP withdrawals will still be considered taxable income and are subject to your marginal tax rate. However, by strategically combining RRSP withdrawals with, say, TFSA withdrawals, you can reduce your taxable income and potentially avoid additional penalties, such as the OAS clawbacks. The key to this is to minimize the tax impact while maximizing your overall retirement income. Your retirement savings should be working for you and not the CRA. At Blueprint Financial, we specialize in creating tailored strategies to maximize your income and minimize taxes. Visit our website to learn more about how we can help you secure your financial future. And if you find this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more tips.